Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is moving this, or rather mounting the amp, which is placed in a very ghetto way at the moment. I am also stealing power from this 12 volt socket from inside the car. Some of you might be saying, oh yeah, you know, it's only a lighter socket, the amp is low, you might burn a fuse or whatever. Yes, I am very much aware of that. However, I did not have a problem with that yet. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing is moving this signal cable, the audio signal cable, to the front of the car, actually putting it behind here, and I'm going to be mounting some rear speakers into here. I already got this all prepped, but yeah, the biggest challenge is to actually remove all this cover here. The sub is a little bit big and out of place. However, I would be looking into buying or perhaps making some kind of enclosure to fit the sub into here. So it's not going to take up boot space, even though if I zoom out you can see that the boot space is actually quite massive. But yeah, the biggest challenge of today would be to remove all those plastic trims. I've done it once before, and it's not an easy job. You've got all these little screws inside the crevices, or screws behind here, so yeah, definitely not a fun time. I've taken the parcel tray off, and this is where I'll be putting speakers in, just to kind of add more depth into the sound, because right now the only place where the speakers are in the doors. And yeah, hopefully, you know, I'll be able to sort this out. Good tip if you are running in some new car, bungee cord is probably your lifesaver. But anyway, without further ado, let me crack on. Okay, so I've removed this plate for the boot hatch. What I need to do now is take off, unplug the sensor, and then what I'll be able to do is, I'll prop this up this way, what I'll be able to do is take off all this cover off. I mean, you can see it's getting more loose now, but then of course I'll need to take this off, and then hopefully all of this would be able to come off. Like I said, I've already done this before, when I was putting some LED lights into here. So I was putting some resistors in, wiring them up, just to stop the errors coming up. But anyway, okay, so what I had to do is actually take the backseat couch out. Even though this is a saloon, it looks like a saloon, it's a Superb. Actually the seats fold down, as you can see. So technically it is a hatchback. Anyway, right, so what I had to do is take this couch off. And by the way, when you take the couch off, the seats actually fold down flat, so it's quite neat. Anyway, yeah, so I need to take the couch off, because in here there are these bolts holding these rear bolsters here, and I need to take these off in order to access the panel there, obviously on the other side. Okay, so now the problem that I have is finding a place to put the amp, because of course I can put it somewhere there, right? But what about this? So it would mean cutting this out perhaps, and bolting it to there, maybe somewhere. The other solution would be to mount it to the back of the sub, to mount it somewhere here, or maybe even to the side. And personally I think that would not be a bad option, just to have it mounted to the side, considering if I want to get a sub later and put it in there, obviously an amp could cause some problems in that space. An alternative solution would be to put it here in this enclosure, but then again I would have to run all the speaker wire through here, the power wire from there, because I've got a live cable coming up from there already. So yeah, it will be I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll put the amp on the side of the speaker, and yeah, I think that would be the best course of action at the moment. But what I'll do, I'll put some dampening here as well, like all over here, because there's a lot of empty space. It seems to resonate, and we do not like resonance, so I'll shall do that. Yeah, this unexpected, but hey ho, we move, we live. And of course I'm going to put, you know, some cool test tape on it as well, you know, make it look a little bit neater so it's not going to rattle on it. There will be some absorption material. Okay, so I've managed to do this. I hope it will make a difference. But yeah, now it's just a matter of putting everything back together and feeding the wires through. Okay, what the plan is now is to put an end on this cable here, so I can run it from my fused power supply into the rear. Once I've done that, I'm going to test the tape everything together as well. It might not be necessary, but just in case, you know, just to prevent like rattles perhaps, or something like that. Naturally, obligatory white monster, this is the big one, 553, whilst I wait for the iron to heat up so I can solder the end. Okay, now I've managed to pull the power cable through. So I've got it here, but obviously it's going to go in there. This is my junction box, all fused. Yeah, so now it's time to put the speaker wire through. And yeah, I think of course I've got a sub underneath. So what I'll do is run all the cables through here as well, considering now I've got access. However, I'll need to unplug everything, I believe. Or maybe not. I need to check what the cabling situation is in here. It is quite a pasta, but yeah, I'll probably want to run it here, considering I'm already doing stuff here. However, I will need to take the radio out, and that is quite annoying. Okay, so I've test taped part of the loom. Not all the way, because remember, this splits by in here. The reason why I've done it like that here is because when this is going to go to the DSP, I don't know how I'm going to run it, so I just left it like that. And then of course I'm going to add ends to it as well, just RCA plugs. But yeah, I think that's it from wiring the extra stuff. And I would want to put speakers in the A pillars as well. I bought some Watersons, but anyway, that's for another video. But okay, just let me run this through and see what happens next. Another annoying problem here is this plastic here, because this is for the airflow to the B pillars, and this goes all the way across here, and like you can't see it through here, but basically, yeah, there you go, you see this trim here, all of that. Yeah, it's kind of blocking access on the other side, so it's very difficult to take this out. I mean, I could probably take the seats out, but honestly, I don't have the time for that, or the patience. I mean, I guess that's the problem when you are working on your own car, or the only car, is, you know, you want everything to be taken apart and put back together within a day. But anyway, right, I need to make the ground wire, so what I decided to do is chop up my previous solution, and I'll just use one strand of this. It is quite thick, so it should be okay. I mean, I did the job before, so I see no reason why it shouldn't work now. So I'll just do the same thing again, put an end on it, solder it up. Okay, so we are in day 2, and now what I need to do is take out all this mess and crack on with this side. So I had to take these bits off, like they're just the hooks, like a cargo hook or something. But what I don't like is these screws. It's a very cheap steel, and yeah, they seem to be rounding off quite quickly. I think I rounded off that one there yesterday gently. Still, like, it's still okay. But what I might do is just order a replacement with the same length and thread. Yeah, I'm just not really a big fan of them. Okay, so a update. One of these clips came out of the trim panel, and I was trying to get it off here. As I was trying to get it, it flew off somewhere, and I have no idea where it flew off to. So I just hope it didn't go somewhere in a crevice where it's going to be rattling inside the car for the rest of its life, because if that's going to be the case, it's not going to be good. Okay, so what I had to do, unfortunately, I've used too small of a heat shrink, and I couldn't get around the solder joint. So what I did, I just used a little bit of electrical tape and then tester taped everything together to give it this more rigidity. But I think it should be okay. It's not going to be visible anyway, so let's crack on. So both sides are now fixed in. Of course I need to still out those clips in, and yeah, this is where the speaker will go, and this is our speaker wire. But what I'll do now, considering this is where the other bits are coming out of, what I'll do, I'll just add some end connectors to this, so it'll just look, it will look a little bit more neat and tidy than what it currently looks. And then yeah, it will be a matter of taking off the stuff that's on the front and wiring everything up. Okay, so all the connectors on this side are, well, let's say done. Right, where's the power? Right, so this is all done. Now I'll get cracking with this on this side, and yeah, time to move to the front. Okay, so this is what's going to go in there. Yeah, I mean, I've scanned it and 3D printed and upholstered it myself. So I mean, this is the original part there, and this is how this looks. So I think yeah, all I need to do is just wire the connectors in, and yeah, just put everything together. Okay, so one side is in. There you go. It like these areas, they look worse on camera than they do in real life. Just a little bit of dirt. I mean, well, I can't press the material, but I think it looks quite okay. And then obviously compared to the original material, and also I think it adds a little bit of flavour, you know, it kind of makes it look more original, factory from the car. Looking from this side, amazing, perfect. I mean, the fitment is spot on. This is actually the first time I had this like in the car. Yeah, no problem with the headrest. I'm going to put the parcel shelf now on, but I don't think there should be any problem with the fitment. But yeah, so far I'm very happy. And yeah, so now it's just time to put the other side on and wire these be in, and yeah. Okay, so I had an initial listen and blimey, it is, well, the sound stage is incredible. I mean, only from this one side, without like the DSP or anything, without the sub, and it's already making such a difference. It's like the music is literally in your ear at the back. But yeah, just need to put this other side in and wire the DSP in. Probably grab some food in the meantime. I mean, once I finish this side, because I just want to get away from the back now. But yeah, it's so far, was it worth it? Absolutely. Like, not even a question. Okay, so I've managed to upholster this part. In person it does look better than on camera. Like, you could see like a little bit of bumps, but in person it's really not that noticeable. This is how it looks on the backside, and this is what I used. Definitely can recommend. Oh, also good idea to have a scalpel, just to cut the excess material off during the process of drying. It will make the adhesion so much better. All I need to do now is grab my speaker and bolt it down and then connect it to the car, and then crack on with the DSP finally. Okay, so this is all screwed in, all mounted in the seat pillar cover. It's time to put this in the car. So yeah, amp for now is going to live here, something like that, until I get it fixed to here. But I mean, like I said, it lived to here before, so I think it would manage a little bit more time. Okay, so I did run into a problem where there is actually less space here than I anticipated, and the DSP doesn't really want to fit. So now I need to figure something out very, very quickly. So I think the plan would be, what I did, let's put that on. What I did is actually take out the amp from where it was sitting here, and I think this is what I'll put the DSP in. I think there should be enough space just to fit it in. And just to show you, that's how the amp looks like. It's what is it? It's a Pioneer. I can't remember. I'll put the specs on there, but yeah, it's a Pioneer. Definitely can recommend. And yeah, I mean, there's a signal input, so I think it knows if it's high level or low level. But basically, there's a connector here, which allows to plug in different speaker types. Looks like I am defeated by the lack of space here, and I think the solution is going to be, again, glove box. But what I'll do, obviously I've cleaned this up, but what I'll do, I'll just bolt it to here and have like an exit and an entrance here for the cables. Yeah, I think this will be the best. This will be the best kind of solution. I mean, I don't use the glove box that often anyway, but basically what I would have is something like that, and I think that would work the best in this particular scenario. Okay, so officially day 3. Kilogram of wires. However, everything's spliced in now. So what I'm going to do is just connect the head unit up, run the amp where it was before here. I mean, it was a good idea I took it out anyway, because it was difficult to get these connectors here, considering the way it was placed. So yeah, I'll put it back in now. And yeah, I think we are not too far off now. It's just a matter of I still need to do the DSP, mount it in. However, I'll just velcro it onto the surface and drill or poke holes, so I can just run the wire through. I think it will be okay. Okay, so the head unit is in, so the back is pretty much closed off now. So what I need to do is create ends for the low input speaker leads, and yeah, I mean now it's just putting DSP into the glove box, and of course making the holes, so everything will go through. But yeah, so far I'm quite happy with how it's turning out, even though right now it looks like a mess, but definitely getting closer than further. I mean, of course I'll need to check if everything works before, you know, plugging in everything properly, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. What I did for the remote as well is I've made like a splice, so I can have 3 different remote outputs, sorry, from the DSP. So we would have a speaker amp, sub 1 and sub 2. And yeah, what I've done incorrectly yesterday as well is I've created speaker leads for the speaker at the back, but of course I'm not running the amp for that. So what I'll do is obviously I'll have to unscrew this and just plug it into the high level output on the DSP. But yeah, no, on the amp I've got the low level inputs. So yeah, I mean definitely closer than further. I mean certainly closer than further. It looks a little bit crazy here, but yeah, it's just because there's a lot of leads which are obviously not routed anywhere here, because I don't want to route anything until I start putting the glove box in. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I'll be able to run things down here. What I've managed to do now is create all my RCA cables. However, I do not recommend this to anyone. Honestly, buy some cables, even if they're longer, tie them up or something. I honestly do not recommend making your own cables because it is an absolute nightmare. They might look nicer, but believe me, for me, absolutely not worth it. Just buy cables and save yourself a lot of time. So yeah, still need to connect this up. So that's going to go in there. We're going to put the cables in the car now, and then yeah, I'll draw a nice hole in here for the wiring for this. Okay, so pretty much most of the stuff is so pretty much all of the stuff is in now in the car. Just yeah, need to work on the glove box here, obviously, to route the cables. So what I'll do is Dremel, obviously take this out. What I'll do is Dremel out a hole so I can feed the wires through the back, and I think that should be sufficient for this job. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I will just 3D print a part which will stick onto the glove box, so I'm not too worried about that. But anyway, let's see how I get on. So I decided to connect everything up in all the rush. I did not unplug the battery. This has happened. Where is it? Yep. So I don't know if this feed is good or not. I don't know. I'll connect everything up and risk my chances. But this is very, very annoying. But I'll see what Amazon says, and I'll get it ordered. So it's time to start the car. I've connected that fuse. I've ordered a new one anyway. Seems to be working. There were no sparks again. But anyway, let's start the car and see what happens. And of course a lot of errors on the dashboard. But what I am interested in is we have some power. Is blinking. Is this good or bad? But anyway, the DSP needs setting up, so I don't think there will be any signal now. But at least everything works, so I am quite happy with that. Okay, well, it's time to put everything together, and yeah, fourth and final day. However, as you can see, yeah, everything is in here. Again, it's a little bit of a cable mess here, but like I said, I'll make everything nice and tidy in here. Well, let me turn the flash on. I'll make everything nice and tidy in here, make like a shroud, so the glove box is still partially operational without obviously the wires in the way, but I don't really use the glove box anyway. But yeah, now what's left is putting the head unit back in, screwing it back in, obviously sorting out this mess here, but it is looking better, and just need to clip this wire here. I didn't have a power wire, but basically what this is for my active exhaust. So yeah, definitely if I were to do this next time, I'll make sure to buy a kilometre of red black wires, certainly. I'll probably do that very soon, just in case I come up with another project. But yeah, overall I'm quite happy. So I think oh, and also, yeah, so you guys won't assume this is all uncovered. I do have a shroud for this, so it does go on top of that. And yeah, like I said, the fuse I've ordered is coming today. I did try the system yesterday. Everything works, but I'm not going to be, of course, running with a partially burnt fuse. It was a silly mistake on my part. Always disconnect your battery when you're working with electrics in the car. I say that, but then I didn't do it myself. But anyway, we live and learn. So thank you. I would say thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting to a degree. There are still some bits that I need to do. Of course, I need to configure and update the DSP. There is a Bluetooth mode to configure the DSP, so I might try that, because I am waiting for the cable. Can you imagine, like, they gave you a old style port, right? Not even USB-C, and they didn't even provide a cable for that, so I had to order a cable. But anyway, this is the video, and yeah, probably next video I'll make is me shooting the DSP on the laptop. I'll probably be sitting on the driver's seat, and then it'll be like a scene from Fast and Furious, where Paul Walker has the laptop on the side. So that will be me. But yeah, again, thank you so much for staying this long. I hope you found it interesting. Please like and subscribe, or dislike if you didn't like it. What I need to do is just clean this up, and yeah, thank you.